folks, and welcome back to Pattaya. You know, it feels like forever since I said those few words, but we are back from our trip. We've actually been back about a month now, and over the next 2 episodes from the intro you just saw there, we will look at what's going on in town, all the new stuff, and kind of my impressions. There's a lot to catch up on since I've been gone, and we have been doing some stuff while I was putting together the trip episodes. I'll put a link in the upper right hand corner if you missed our trip, but let me give you my impressions first.
So when we left out on our trip, January 1st, the town was busy. The town was very busy. A lot of people came in for the holidays, a Christmas, New Year holiday. And they weren't all foreign tourists. A lot of those were domestic tourists, but suffice it to say, the streets were gridlocked. There was people everywhere. But here's the thing. Unfortunately, only about half the places were open, and the places that were open were struggling and suffering to find staff. So we went away for 25 days. If you missed the trip, I'll put a link up here. Great trip. But 25 days later, we come back, and the town had changed drastically, but for the better. A lot of the holiday makers had gone back home by that point, the domestic and international tourists, but there was still a very decent amount of people in town. But now there was much more open than that was closed. So a lot of places had opened, a lot of places had reopened, new places that have opened, and we're going to take a look at that over the next 2 episodes. But to make it better, it seemed like the staffing levels came back up, so the businesses had plenty of staff. So fewer customers, more places open to pick from, and better service. So win-win. We came back to a much different Pattaya than we left. I think much for the better. So we'll look at a bunch of different little things. I've been filming while I was making the trip episodes. I was still out doing little things here and there. So we'll look at a modge podge of those, and some of the stuff V did that probably will wait till next episode. But I think the first thing that I thought would be prudent to do was to get the bike washed. So as an example of places reopening, my buddy over at the Hangover Lounge opened up his Saturday bike wash. I think it starts 3 or 4. You buy the girls a drink and they wash your bike. So I've done this before. People really liked it. So we'll go back and in honor and celebration of them reopening, and we'll get all cleaned up. So it's good to be back in Pattaya. Today we're actually in beautiful Bangsaray, just south of Pattaya, and we're at a place called Ruin Thai seafood restaurant right out here on the water. The water's beneath you while you eat. In that regard, it kind of reminds me of the beer garden a little bit. But we came with a couple friends, and a great meal. I'll show you that. Probably about with the construction, there's so much construction to get down here, probably about 30-35 minutes from central Pattaya is what it took us. I think ordinarily more like 20-25 minutes, but anyway, reasonably priced, and the food was great. V loved it, all the guests liked it.
Yeah, that's right. One thing we found interesting here is there are offerings here that you won't find in just every other place, like this guy. Look at this. Horseshoe crab, well, stuffed horseshoe crab. They make a salad, stuff it with the salad. The salad is primarily made out of the eggs. So things like that, different kind of fish and the way they prepare it, you can find things here that maybe you won't in other places.
The other night, I was in Pattaya, right by my house up on Pratamnak Hill, and I got invited to a swimming pool. It's a swimming pool sauna, but they had a boxing match there, Thai boxing. So we'll take a quick look at that. When we come back, we'll be somewhere else. So something a little different today. Muay Thai, Thai kickboxing. I've come just, I don't know, 5 minutes from where I live. A place called the Sauna Pratamnak. Soy 6 in Pratamnak. And they're gonna have a little event here. So I got invited by. I said, yeah, you know, it's convenient, it's something different. So we'll take a look at it. There's some young men and women that are gonna have bouts here, right down there in that ring behind me. So get a little bit of a look at it. But this is, I've been to the big ones before, the great big arenas, and I don't know, it's very bustly, it's very noisy. They play this flute or horn the whole time. It's smoky. I never really enjoyed the environment in them, even though the fighting's interesting to watch, but I think here in a small venue like this, it might be a little bit more entertaining. So we'll stop by and I'll take a look at it and we'll see what it's going to be. So wow, that was something. They even had little kids, they started them early. And one kid was much bigger than the other kid. I kind of felt sorry for the small guy. And then a couple young men, a couple young women. Good time. You could see very well. It wasn't like the big boxing arenas where they pack 1 million people in and there's all the craziness going on. So it was nice, it was enjoyable. A friend of mine sponsored it. That's his gym, Rage, and that's what they do. They're boxing, Thai boxing gym. So the guys go there to work out, learn, train, and there's some people, believe it or not, they come here just for that. They come here just to learn Muay Thai in Thailand and then compete. So it's a big part of the scene here, although it's probably something I've never shown before. But to admit it would be a lie of omission, wouldn't it? But it is a thing, and it's pretty entertaining. Pretty entertaining. It's always on TV, by the way, local TV. But anyway, we'll see what's next. That's right. How about that? That's amazing. Those ladies, especially the ladies. You know, the men boxers, I kind of understand. It's the first time I've seen the women kickboxers, so they were amazing. It was a great night. So I'm back today, V's at home. She's growing the garden. We'll look at the garden later. But I've come down to Soy Diana. A lot of you guys that have been here, I know you've eaten here or maybe even stayed here because it's a guest house as well, but it's called the Robin's Nest. And I just had the daily special, which today's a Thursday, but they also have it on Tuesday and Thursday daily special of a lasagna. It's kind of hard to find a good lasagna in town. I think last year I had one at Central Festival that was decent, but this one's a standout. It's huge. I'll show you. It's got the right cheese. It doesn't have that overpowering cheese like a lot of them have, and it's a huge portion. Salad even comes with French fries, but I just got the garlic bread instead. But wow, 199 baht for that's almost unbelievable. But they've redone this place, so if you're coming back here and you've been here before, they've redesigned the whole place inside. I'll show you around a little bit. And they've got, I don't know, about 20 guest rooms or so, but there's only about 12 of them open now. But I'm being told 500 baht a night, no joiner fees or anything like that. And we're just a stone's throw, literally a stone's throw from LK Metro and Soy Buakhao for that matter, right here on Soy Diana. So it's hard to beat that location, and it's going to be hard to beat that price. And then you got a whole breakfast down here. They do breakfast, they do lunch, they do dinner. So you just come down from your room and you got everything you want to eat, including that great lasagna. But anyway, I'll definitely be back. Since this was closed, this has actually been closed since I moved back here. I never even noticed it, but now it's another place. You know, there's a lot of restaurants in town just now that are all these new restaurants. They're technically bars. But there's a handful, a core 4 or 5 that are really standout restaurants, and that's the ones I usually eat at. So I'll add this to the rotation.
So wouldn't you know it, on the way out, bumped into my good pal Pat here and his lovely partner. They were in. Looks like they got some Thai food and some sausage rolls. That looks good. Very diverse offerings here. Now, I believe I referred to this place, the name, incorrectly. I believe it's just called The Nest. I had called it the Robin's Nest. So just the Nest Sports Bar, a short block down from Soy Buakhao on Soy Diana. So good stuff. The next restaurant, speaking of restaurants, probably the next biggest thing in Pattaya is this place. Patty's Irish Pub and Steak House, being built from the ground up out here on the dark side, right across from Lake Maprakan. And when I say big, I mean huge. He claims 200 seats in here, and since it's right on the lake, you can have a look at this view out at Lake Maprakan. The lake is full, back up to normal conditions, so it's beautiful out there. But anyway, full service Irish pub. There'll be a bar, and behind me is what's known as the snug. Snug is a sitting area, generally a fireplace, a little sofa. And there'll be a snug in here as well. So if an Irish pub is your thing, this might be a good place. Now, when they open, maybe a day before they open or something like that, I'll come in here and inspectigate the cuisine and test it and show it to you, and we'll see what we're working with. But another thing we had to contend with, as you know, on the trip, I picked up the motorbike. The color scheme changed, and anytime you do that, you've got to update your registration or green book. So I had to go through that process, get it inspected, and they have to put eyes on it. But it cost about 1,000 baht. My buddy out here on Sukhumvit Road helped me with that. Meanwhile, V was busy growing the garden. Now, this is all just in the last month since we've been home. A month ago, that was just all grass back there. She's dug it all up. She's planted all sorts. And she's been busy. She's worked hard. But look at this growth. Look at all this stuff. She's got fruits. She's got vegetables. I don't know what everything is. Some of it looks like salad greens. There's onions, pepper plants, Thai basil, all sorts. We even have an avocado tree growing. My pal Rudy brought me a couple avocados from Chiang Mai. After we ate them, I planted one of the seeds, and we've already got, there it is. Look at that guy. That's an avocado tree already a foot high. So she's got a bit of a green thumb, I think. It keeps her busy and something to do. Her school is on recess, but we will look at what else she's been up to. Look at this dandy. A subscriber brought us that pink flower. Next time we'll see what she's been up to, but I have to leave this one off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.